UBC TV. Welcome to our lunchtime news. Today, Tuesday, the 17th of September 2019. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. First, we apologize for the few minutes delay. We had to put something to order, and here we are, the right way you expect of us. In our first story, the High Court of Uganda, sitting in Kampala, is delivering a ruling on whether to commit former leader of the Allied Democratic Forces, that is ADF, Jamil Mukulu, and 37 others to a panel of 3 justices of trial. For trial, they are indicted with terrorism charges, among others. The case is before High Court Judge Eve Luswata. The ruling that is underway is delivered by the High Court Registrar. Jamil Mukulu was arrested in 2015 in Tanzania. He was extradited to Uganda in the same year to answer terrorism charges. Our reporters are already at the court, and we shall be giving you details to that story and whatever will come with the ruling in our subsequent bulletins. Following the meeting of the Ad Hoc Commission for the implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding signed last month between Presidents Paul Kagame of Rwanda and Yoweri Kaguta Museveni of Uganda in Rwanda, UBC talked to Ambassador James Mugume, and this is what we shared about the Memorandum of Understanding and whatever will come on next. Ambassador Mugume.
Yes.
When the presidents, that's President Kagame and President Museveni, signed a Memorandum of Understanding in Rwanda,
yes,
that is in August,
yes,
the expectation to us, the ordinary people, was that actually all had been done and the solution had been reached. What is happening in Rwanda about the same issue?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, and I speak on behalf of the Council, Uganda Council on Foreign Relations. What you saw in Rwanda was after a few months of tension between Uganda and Rwanda, the Angolan president, supported by President Tshisekedi of DRC, they convened our 2 heads of state, and they reached an understanding, an MOU, on how the tension should be resolved. It's not in the interest of Africa, it should be resolved. What you are seeing now in Kigali, that was a framework agreement. MOU are intentions and framework that issue should be resolved.
Okay.
What you've seen today in Kigali is that Foreign Minister Kutesa and his counterpart in Rwanda, they are going to sit down and agree on how to implement the MOU.
Okay. If one would wonder, almost in every family or clan in Uganda, somebody has married in Rwanda.
Yeah.
And I suppose the same in Rwanda that people have married here. Yes. Millions of women or husbands.
If you go to all the borders, if you go to Eastern, it's the same with Kenya.
Yes.
If you go to the north, it's the same with South Sudan. If you go to the west, the same with DRC.
So we are related to that extent of sharing blood.
Yes.
Don't these formalities of resolving the standoff become a blockage of reconciliation?
Yes, but
if I'm facing a problem with a brother, a blood brother,
yes,
don't we just need a mediator? Sorry, in this.
I think you've seen that being related by blood is not enough in international relations, even within states. What is important is to understand, as states, that we have systems, we have our own history, we have our own interests, and states are not human beings. They are innate. They react to interests. So each state has to recognize that this country X's national interests. Now, but how you relate is also governed by international.
What if they leave Kigali with an agreement?
If the agreement,
and the agreement is not implemented?
Well, I don't expect that, because clearly the African solution to African problems, the Pan-African spirit that has, and the principles that have been enunciated, I don't expect that then they would go back on their word, except if there are points which may not be agreed and need further consultation.
Okay. Now, just in relation to that, Ambassador, by the time that a framework was signed,
yeah,
the expectation would be that actually both parties are willing to talk.
Yes, and they're willing to resolve the matter.
Yes. One would expect that, okay, let me release the borders and business goes on. After all, we have agreed to talk. If that happens, don't you think it can also happen that
Confidence building measures.
Yes.
You can actually, any country can decide to implement before the talks as a confidence measure. But it's not a requirement, because the requirement was that there would be a meeting to work out the implementation mechanism, and which is now taking.
If two countries agree, but one of them or both of them fails to implement what has been agreed upon, even after taking all the steps that are required by the international law and all of the blocks, who comes in then to solve this?
Because the mediators are there. Their role does not end today. They have to be a period of implementation, and the mediators remain engaged, seized. And if it failed, then they would go back to the chairman of the African Union.
Okay.
And then a mediator can go and say, I have tried my best, but I'm not able to resolve this problem. Then the chairman of the AU would now do further consultations. I would be disappointed if that principle was breached. In other words, we had to go to the UN or to go to another country outside the continent to have this matter resolved. I think the matters can be resolved. We respect each other's integrity. We formalize on how to deal with matters of security operation. We have a framework within the East African community, within the AU. So all the framework to deal with this problem exists. And what we need to do now is to implement the Angola, the Rwanda understanding.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Ambassador James Mugume.
Thank you.
Yes. Ambassador James Mugume there is an expert in foreign affairs, and he has an experience of over 40 years in foreign affairs business, as well as having being a former PS of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs still for a very long time. So he's an authority on whatever the discussion was about. Moving on, a new wave of teenage pregnancy is threatening West Nile region, as out of 100 mothers who come for antenatal care, 24 are underage. The weak laws and political influence have been cited as the challenges prompting Uganda Parliamentary Forum on Food Security, Population and Development to visit the region. Benadiga is in the West Nile region, and he has something to show us here about early pregnancy and its effects there.
The Uganda Demographic Health Survey of 2016 shows that 25% of adolescents aged 15 to 19 years were already mothers or pregnant with their first child. In a meeting between Arua district officials and members of Parliamentary Forum on Food Security, Population and Development, it was revealed that 24% of mothers receiving antenatal care services are teenagers. Since May this year, 503 cases have been reported.
So briefly, these statistics tells us that the situation is not good. And as I said, that very many of these violence cases remain unreported. Why? Because of one, high level of poverty among our people.
After producing, most many child mothers do not return to school.
And therefore, there are many girls who are promising citizens, who if you were brought back to school, they will perform, but they've dropped out totally because of the parents negotiating with the parents of the girls, negotiating with the parents of the boys.
Causes of teenage pregnancy include drug abuse, moral degeneration, absence of parental guidance, political influence, and poor legislation.
The law enforcement should have been supported by LC system, particularly LC1, Sector for Security and the chairman at home. But because the youths have now taken to that laser, and because also they have a large population, the politicians fear their votes. The youths keep on warning them, please don't disturb. If you play about with them, wait for 2021. We shall vote you out. Indeed, they will vote them out.
Arua District Speaker Nduma Sulaiman told members of the forum that the district has a small budget of 8 million shillings annually, which can't address the problem. The district is, however, working on a family planning policy to address the problem.
Because the fertility rate in our district is still high, 5.6. That means for every woman of childbearing age is able to produce 6 children within her lifetime. And this we are seeing that is a huge challenge to development.
Members on the forum are visiting the most affected sub-counties of Omugo, Katrin, Beliafe, and Aivu in Arua.
And that's why we have come here to dig out really the causes of all this, and then they can suggest a way forward and possible solutions, how Uganda can come out, how government can come out to solve this issue.
So far, a district survey on teenage pregnancy shows that out of 100 girls who come for antenatal care services, 24 are underage. Bernard Higa, UBC TV, Arua.
Leaders in Sironko district and human rights activists have appealed to government to ban labor export. This follows the death of the 30-year-old Sylvia Mutonyi, who died in Saudi Arabia where she had gone to work as a maid.
Sylvia Mutonyi, a 30-year-old resident of Buseswali village, Mafudu sub-county in Sironko district, died in Saudi Arabia where she had gone to work as a housemaid. The 21st of May 2018, Sylvia Mutonyi with other 42 migrants workers left for Saudi Arabia through Rama Africano Uganda Limited, a registered labor export company. 11 months later, Mutonyi was pronounced dead through the same company that cleared her travel. Her brother Gerard Wamimbi explains that Mutonyi's body spent close to 4 months abroad as relatives sold off family assets to repatriate the body.
Traveling every day, get this document, fix this document, find this, go back to the village, get the LC1 letter, get birth certificate.
But some district leaders task local council 1 chairpersons to be vigilant. Sironko district leaders, together with Sylvia's family members and human rights activists, want government to ban labor export.
The government should come out quickly as soon as it can to make sure that some of the companies are being put on ban. For instance, this company itself, Rama, that took late Mutonyi Sylvia, it has cases. Personally, I've received several cases from the company, different cases, so meaning they are not genuine people.
According to Mwiza, an activist, over 6 bodies, including that of Sylvia, were repatriated without a post-mortem report.
Repatriated bodies from Gulf states, that is Oman, whereby we have no embassy, but in 2 months, however it was tiresome, but we managed to bring the body.
Sironko district leaders blame Ministry of Labor and Social Development for failing to monitor labor exporting companies in Uganda.
Manfred Muhumuza, the man behind land evictions in Ishaka Bushenyi municipality, has appealed to President Yoweri Museveni to intervene in land issues between him and Ishaka municipality. This follows a High Court ruling in Marada, led by the Deputy Registrar Amos Kwizera, to withdraw the orders to sell all property belonging to Ishaka Bushenyi municipality. The appellant is in the case. Manfred Muhumuza says that the Solicitor General's decision was unfair.
Just to revoke the warrants, the very warrants which are signed. Where did he study from? This is the impunity of highest order.
We thank you so much for watching our lunchtime news. Let's take a very short break. Please keep with us. On return, we have more.
Enjoy convenience today with Airtel Money School Pay. Dial *185#, select option 6, school fees. Select option 2, school pay. Select option 1, pay fees. Enter student number. Enter the amount, enter the PIN number to complete payment. Beat the back-to-school hustle today. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Airtel Money, simple, instant, secure.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 With a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda, we created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
You unravel me. We are going to Nambole on the 27th of September in the National Deliverance Day.
Tugenda fenne Nambole ngenda kusomweza 27 omwezi ogw'omwenda mu linnya lya Yesu.
Nambole agenda kuyuguma amaanyi ga Katonda.
Nambole is going to shake the power of the Lord.
Wabula yenna ku mbale zokka.
It's only countable days.
Katonda anaatera okwabya obwengula.
God is about to render the heavens.
Afukirire Nambole n'emikisa gya ssente, obuwanguzi n'okusumululwa n'amaanyi ga Katonda. Buli muntu analinya mu kisaawe ekyo.
Whoever will set foot in
agenda kulaba Katonda nga bw'atamulabangako mu linnya lya Yesu.
He's going to see the Lord that is never fathomed in the name of Jesus.
Emizimu gyakankanye dda.
Demons are already shaken.
Ng'ennaku z'omwezi 27
on the 27th, Jesus.
Kuba engalo n'endulu ng'oleeta banno baganda bo basenga abo mikwano gyo ne b'okola nabo.
Thank you so much for watching. Welcome back from that break, and we go straight to our international news. The Deputy Force Commander in charge of operations and plans at the African Union Mission in Somalia, Major General Nakibus Lakare, has urged Djibouti and Ethiopian forces to adhere to set timelines in executing tasks under the concept of operations. He was visiting Beletwain, the headquarters of the AMISOM Sector 4, controlled by Djibouti troops backed by Ethiopian forces, where he was briefed on the overall security situation and progress. At the meeting, General Akara reminded the military commanders led by the Sector 4 commander, Colonel Mohammed Ibrahim Mausa, his deputy Colonel Tekle Biran Hailu, and the Djibouti contingent commander, Abdirahman Rayale.
You may go a short presentation.
To a capable force able to defend the country when AMISOM exits.
I have emphasized time and again that now in the air. Sometimes. So now you are the sector
and the training is moving forward.
In order to enable the forces accomplish their assigned tasks. So with those discussions, I believe that we are making progress.
AMISOM and SNA requirements, those remain the most important challenges.
Still in news beyond Ugandan borders, South Africa has apologized to Nigeria over a spate of xenophobic attacks which led to a spike in tensions between the two countries. 12 people were killed earlier this month when mobs attacked foreign-owned businesses in South Africa, mainly in Johannesburg. The special envoy from South Africa presented an apology to Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday. The envoy, Jeff Radebe, expressed the country's sincerest apologies at a meeting in the Nigerian capital, Abuja, saying the incident does not represent what they stand for as South Africa and that the perpetrators will be brought to book. President Buhari responded to the apologies from the South African president, pledging that the relationship between the two countries will be solidified. No Nigerians were killed in the violence in South Africa, but Nigerian-owned shops and businesses are believed to have been targeted by the mobs. Tensions were inflamed after videos and images were shared on social media purporting to show Nigerians being attacked and killed. The Nigerian government said there was no evidence that this had taken place, but it did say that Nigerian-owned businesses had been targeted. Yes, in the world of sports, it's where we are heading, and there, Cranes tactician Abdallah Mubiru has confirmed trimming down the team before the 21st of September encounter. Cranes play Burundi in the first leg of CHAN qualifier game in Bujumbura. The team is currently undergoing training at the Stars Time Stadium in Lugogo, and the best players in the local league are the ones who compete in the qualifiers as well as the finals.
The players in a good mood, and training is going on very well, but we're having a challenge that most of the players, especially from KC, they haven't responded, they haven't reported in camp. We shall see when all the players report. At the moment, we can say that we need to improve in any department because most of the players are not around. For us coaches, what we're looking for is performance. So those guys that have been performing very well in the local league, so we decided to give them a chance. We are trying very hard. We are working very hard to win a game because I cannot tell you that we are working to lose, but we want to win. With the help of God, inshallah, we might win this game.
The training session is good. The training that we are having is like we are improving the mistakes that we did, and even if we won the game against Somalia, we made a few mistakes. So the coach is rectifying them so that we can have a good game on the away game that we are going to play with Burundi. Masawanyu was a good player, but on the players that they called, we have more good players in Uganda, and the game that we played at home, I didn't play partner with him. I was with Mujuzi Mustafa, there is Alid, so they are good players who can give out the best for the country. No, actually, the training that they give us usually, so we get prepared for such things.
And that does it for this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Lukomwa, wishing you the best of the day. Keep it UBC TV.